This is the story of the new National Party rescue missions, always ready to rescue Grenada with resilience, courage, and unwavering leadership. Founded in the early 1980s during a time of great uncertainty, Grenada was still reeling from the aftermath of the revolution, especially the violent way it ended. Fragile and yearning for stability in 1984, leaders from across the region gathered on Union Island with the three existing political parties in Grenada at the time, namely the Grenada National Party, the GNP, led by Herbert Blaise, the National Democratic Party, the NDP, headed by George Brizan, and the Grenada Democratic Movement, GDM, headed by Dr. Francis Alexis. That meeting in Union Island resulted in the formation of the new National Party, the NNP. At the inaugural meeting of the newly formed NNP, Herbert Blaise was elected as the political leader, with our present leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell, appointed as the General Secretary. In December 1984, the first parliamentary general elections post revolution were held. The new National Party won 14 of the 15 seats, and Herbert Blaise was elected Prime Minister. His vision was a united Grenada, with key pillars being economic and infrastructure development, tourism, and strong international relations. His humility and dedicated service to restore our democracy and rebuild our institutions will always be etched in our history. Internal differences between the leaders of the three parties that formed the NNP saw the exit of George Brizan and Dr. Francis Alexis in 1987. They subsequently formed the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, with George Brizan as the political leader and leader of the opposition in Parliament. By 1989, Dr. Mitchell became the leader of the NNP. In 1990, the NNP lost the general elections to the NDC, and Grenada was again faced with major challenges. Grenada's weak growth performance during the period 1990 to 1994 was attributed to a continuous contraction in agricultural output, which declined each year. In addition, the construction industry experienced a major contraction in 1992 due to the sharp fall in public sector investment. In 1993, output declined in the mining and quarrying, construction, and manufacturing sectors, as well as in agriculture. Gross domestic expenditure declined continuously from 117.4% of GDP in 1990 to 102.1% of GDP in 1994. By 1995, the new National Party was called upon by the people of Grenada to perform its second rescue mission under the leadership of Dr. Mitchell. The work of the NNP team and the clarion call for inclusivity during that period of service led to the party's first historic clean sweep victory in 1999. With the exceptional leadership of Dr. Mitchell, the NNP team went on to shape some of the most defining moments in our nation's history post the period of the revolution, leading the country through its darkest hours of two major hurricanes, Ivan and Emily, a world financial crisis, and a pandemic. Grenada suffered damages in excess of 200% of its gross domestic product, GDP, as a result of the hurricanes. Team NNP was charged with the responsibility to manage the rebuilding process in collaboration with the social partners, including the opposition. Worthy of mention are a few of the key Build Back initiatives: distribution of free material support, the reconstruction of 200 homes for vulnerable families, the negotiation of 6 housing schemes, most of which we have today: Soubise, Montrush, St. David's, Diamond, and Beausejour, rebuilding of 2 national stadiums, negotiation with the U.S. aid to build 1,200 houses. Negotiations with the U.S. aid to finance the cost of homes for 150 families. Cap on gas price. Reduction in property taxes. Provision of planting materials, fertilizers, labor support, equipment, and grant support to farmers to compensate for their lost income. Fisher folks were given grant support to repair their boats, replace engines, other equipment, and to compensate for interim loss of livelihood. The new National Party was asked by the people of Grenada to set out the period 2008 to 2013 in the governance of the country. But by 2011-2012, the cries of yet another rescue mission were heard. In 2013, in true NNP fashion, we armed ourselves for the battle, and in 2013, we took on the fight and were victorious. From his first entry into Parliament in 1984, Dr. Mitchell's leadership became a symbol of progress, leading to two more historic election victories in 2013 and 2018, where the NNP won all 15 seats. A powerful testament to the unwavering trust and confidence of the Grenadian people. This era of the NNP saw heightened collaboration with our social partners to craft a homegrown structural adjustment program. The key objectives of this program were increase growth, restore fiscal and debt sustainability, strengthen the financial sector, while ensuring that social safety net programs such as the Support for Education, Empowerment and Development SEED program better targeted poor and vulnerable households, and that a targeting instrument was utilized to more objectively identify beneficiaries. During this rescue mission, Team NNP reduced unpaid claims of $100 million and had an average GDP growth rate of 5% and above consistently. The national debt was significantly reduced, moving from 108% of GDP to 57.7% before COVID-19, a drastic decrease in unemployment from over 40% to under 15%. The NNP spearheaded the construction of two national stadiums, expanded the cruise port to accommodate over 300,000 visitors annually, and upgraded more than 1,500 kilometers of farm roads, making life easier for our farmers and boosting agricultural production. In the realm of social progress, the NNP's legacy is undeniable. We brought clean, potable water to over 95% of households, expanded electrification to rural areas, and revolutionized telecommunications, making high-speed internet accessible to schools and homes across the nation. Education was a cornerstone of the NNP's commitment to the nation. The government awarded over 3,000 scholarships, providing access to higher education for students who would otherwise not have the opportunity. Through programs like the Imani, Empower, Project Fly, Youth Biz, Aspire, Reach, and Youth in Agriculture, the NNP empowered thousands of young people with skills training, job placement opportunities, and the chance to build a better future through scholarships and other support programs. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the NNP protected the livelihoods of thousands of Grenadians through physical measures that stabilized the economy and prioritized public health. Over 7,500 families benefited from housing initiatives, and as of June 2022, the NNP was paying pensions to 2,200 retirees with an average annual budget of $75.4 million. These victories were more than just political successes. They were endorsements of NNP's dedication to the people of Grenada. Dr. Mitchell's leadership brought about significant economic progress. Today, Grenada finds itself at another critical crossroad. The current NDC administration's mismanagement has weakened our economy, eroded key institutions, and undone much of the progress the NNP worked so tirelessly to secure. Under the NDC, serious crime and inflation are skyrocketing, the quality of healthcare deteriorating, and the people are once again bearing the brunt of poor governance. As history has shown, when Grenada calls, the NNP is always ready to respond. We stand ready to rescue, rebuild, and restore. This isn't just a mission, it's a promise. From providing water to every home, paving roads that connect communities, and supporting families with housing, to educating our youth and boosting our economy, the NNP has always been the driving force behind Grenada's greatest achievements. The NNP has always been there to rescue Grenada. We are ready to lead again. We will bring Grenada back to stability, prosperity, and unity, lifting our nation to the heights and respect it deserves. Together, we will rescue Grenada because we have done it before and we will do it again.
St. David's. St. David's. You are here, and we are here to bring you information, to get you ready, to tell you the things that are happening that you don't know about, and to correct some of the misinformation that you have been given. We are also going live. We are on social media, so we say good night to those who are joining us from their living rooms throughout Grenada, Carrico, Petit Martinique, and the rest of the world. They are hearing us out there, even in the US, because they send us information all the time. But as we normally do in the house of the New National Party, we acknowledge the presence of God all the time. That is first. Then we pay allegiance to country and the people of the country. Then we recognize our party, and then our meeting begins in earnest. And so tonight will be no different. And I call on no other but Miss Rosalind Felix to please come and acknowledge God's presence among us. Miss Felix.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks, we give you praise. Lord, we thank you for the breath of life. We thank you that we are here in the land of the living. We are here this night, O God, to, minister to one another, fellowship with one another, and most of all, get information. So tonight I pray, O God, that you will be with us. You will look on each and every one of us. Those who are on their way, I pray, O God, that you will hasten their footsteps. Touch our political leader and our chairman as they journey to this place. Those on the head table tonight, we lift them before you, and we pray, O God, that you will take charge and control of their lives. You will guide, you will lead, and you will direct them. Tonight, I pray a blessing upon each and every one of us here tonight. And we pray, oh God, that your name will be glorified. We pray that whatever is said and done here tonight will be all for your honor and for your glory. We lift our country before you. We lift Grenada, Carrico, and Petit Martinique. And we pray, oh God, that you will be with us. You will help us, oh God, to do what is right in your eyes, not what is right in our eyes. And I pray, oh God, that your will be done. In Jesus' mighty name I pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. We thank you very much, Sister Felix. Please, I hope your foot have a little strength. Keep standing. We want to honor our country, and we'll do so led by young Miss George, Shinish George, as she come to lead us with the national anthem. But we will join and sing with her, please.
Good night, everyone.
Mr. DJ? Thank you very much. As we now sing our party song, and the daughter would have led us with the national anthem, I now call the mother, the senior Miss George, to help us with the party song. Mr. DJ, I think you have the music as well.
For the NNP.
Thank you. And that was Miss Wendy George. So the George family, they are gifted in singing. And so too are all NNPites, because you all sang very well. Yeah, not like me, I'm only a songer, but I'm not a singer, yes? So tonight, we are here for serious business. And as you have said in your song, we can count on you. And we can count on you to make this place a better place. Grenada, a better Grenada. We know that because we have seen it. And we have seen days that has been better than it is now. Yes? Yes? Do you believe that? Right. So we need to work together. And to put our hands together in unity to make sure that it happens. And it can happen again. And it will happen again. Because we have a united team here in the NNP that is prepared to work and work for you. And so tonight, as he would normally do whenever he's part of the team of speakers, because they say he score good runs, I don't know. I know how much he knows about cricket, but somebody told me in his younger years he used to do a little bit of boxing, but probably he does knock out people in the first round. I hope that he keeps that up, because he has a man he had to knock out in the first round. Yes, so St. David's, lively up yourself. We have young Christopher Diali, who is the caretaker for Southern George, to come to speak to you on economy and the things we need to do. Brother Christopher, please take the mic.
NNP, don't waste no time. We throw in and they say in the garbage can. We throw in and they say in the garbage can. We throw in and they say in the garbage can. We throw in and they say in the garbage can. Till boys in the garbage, full of time.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, NNPites. My brothers and sisters of the new National Party, and my beloved family of St. David's. It is truly a joy to be here with you this evening in this beautiful parish, a community that is unique, tranquil, vibrant, and deeply rooted in family ties. Nearly everyone in St. David's has a connection to one another. And tonight, I feel at home tonight. I am among family. I am especially honored to be here at the request of a true gem of this parish, Sister Nolene Thompson. I have known her husband, Dwayne, since our school days in GBSS, and he has always been a brother to me. But as I got to know Nolene, I realized that he was a fortunate one. Over the past months, working together in the political trenches of this country, I have come to see her not only as a caretaker and a mother, but as a fighter. A woman determined to build a better Grenada for her children and for all our children. She chose to stay here instead of taking that easier route abroad, building a successful business and a family life built on the foundation of love, perseverance, and vision. Nolene embodies what happens when courage meets opportunity. And her story is a story of St. David's. Strength, sacrifice, and success. This is the kind of leadership our country desperately needs. Leadership not grounded, not in empty words, but in action. Nolene's vision for St. David's is one where every person has their chance to rise, where barriers are removed, and where pathways are cleared so that every and each Grenadian can walk proudly into their own future. That is why I am proud to stand beside you, Sister Nolene. But my friends, we also must be honest. Grenada is at a crossroads. We see the mismanagement of some state resources. We see Grenadians struggling to make ends meet. We see frustration growing because promises have replaced plans and propaganda has replaced policy. What we need right now are bold, creative solutions. Solutions rooted in our reality, not borrowed from somewhere else. So therefore, we must empower Grenadians to take risks by cutting the legislative red tape, channel capital in growing sectors, from the creative industries to modern agriculture, support our young artisans, either culinary or art, content creators, farmers, and entrepreneurs. Investing in agriculture, not that just nourishes our economy, but our health, producing food rich in nutrition, flavor, and biodiversity. This is not just about higher yields, but about a healthier people, less dependent on outside forces. The new National Party has always stood for building a strong middle class in this country. We have proved it in 2013 when we rebuilt Grenada from the ashes, and we are here to do it again. We are the party of the workers, the small business person, the small business owners, the party of the youth, and the party of tomorrow. We want to usher in a new golden age in Grenadian excellence, rebuilding our systems, modernizing them, and retooling them to serve all Grenadians, at home and in the diaspora. We want better healthcare, stronger education, and resilient communities. We want an economy where the opportunity is not the privilege of a few, but the right of every citizen of this country. Meanwhile, what has this government given us? What have they really delivered? Higher electricity rates, increased water reconnection fees, rising grocery prices, higher taxes, slower government services, no new capital investments, projects delayed, unfinished, and over budget. This is the record they have shown to the Grenadian people, to you, to all of us. My friends, my fellow people of St. David's, we deserve better. This is why I stand here today. I stand here with Sister Nolene Thompson to say enough is enough. It is time we demand more for our country. It is time to return to serious leadership, real policy, and true representation. That is why I am standing here saying the path is the path of the new National Party. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique deserves a government that listens, invests in its people, and that builds a nation where every citizen can thrive, not just survive. A Grenada that is prosperous, resilient, safe, business-friendly, and welcoming to all. We hear your cries. We share your hopes. And together, I promise you, we will rise. My fellow people of St. David's, I thank you so much for the time you have given me here tonight. And I'm so glad you're on this journey with me and all of us right now for us to take back this country and bring forth the new National Party. Thank you, everyone, and may God bless our country.
Right now, Grenada,
Yes.
fire. Everybody's...
That was Brother Diali, Christopher Jr. Let's hear it for him once again. Yeah. Telling you what we can do together. Telling you what is possible in Grenada with a new National Party government at the helm. You feeling good? Yeah, man. Mr. DJ, get a nice music for us. Because we have a nice person coming. They say she has roots in St. David's, you know. That's what they told me. You know that too? You sure? You like her? You want her to run for you? Yeah? Well, she ain't running for you. She's already the caretaker for St. Andrews, Southwest. Yes? And so I now invite Sister Amanda, Japal, George to come talk to you on youth.
Wake them. Tell them. We voting NNP again. Call them. Wake them. Tell them. Go out there and call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. And we say, call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell them we voting NNP election day. Go out there and call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. Yeah. Call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell them we voting NNP election day.
Members of the head table, my colleagues, brothers and sisters, a special good evening to all. Well, you all know St. David's has a very special place in my heart. And yes, I do have roots in St. David's. I was speaking to someone this afternoon and I said, my mom is actually from St. David's. And they was really quite shocked. You know, I've been thinking a lot about life, about Grenada, about youth, about the future. And it breaks my heart a bit to hear the cries of our youths, our cries. Politics isn't just about parties. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our political leader.
The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on. The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. Take a good look around. The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on.
Politics isn't just about parties. Sometimes I think of it like a game, a dance sometimes, because some of the steps, it lifts you up, and some steps, it trips you. And too often, as youths, we've been tripped. And we sit on the sidelines, hoping and waiting with big dreams. And like that dancehall artist Massacre said, someday, I'll look at these trophies or these moments, and I will tell my kids my story. Someday, I'll write my name across the world. Please don't worry. Someday, I'll find my peace. Someday, outside of these streets. Because something inside me keeps telling me that someday, I'll find my way. But fear not, youths of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. You do not have to do it alone. NNP knows how to help you find your way. Because we have held your hands in the good times and the bad times. We have lifted you when the world tried to pull you down. We have given you hope when the system gave you doubt. And we have opened the doors when others tried to lock you out. We have been your voice when silence tried to drown you. And we have walked with you when the road felt too heavy to walk alone. We have stood tall with you when others wanted you small. And we, the NNP, have believed in you when others dismissed you. We have shown you a way when all you saw were walls. We believed in you. And when we said we loved you, we meant it. And love is an action word, and we've been all about action. NNP wasn't about giving young people a fish. It was about teaching them how to fly. We gave training, opportunities, skills that carried young men and women into real jobs and we called it Project Fly. Let's not forget. We created a program that stretched out a hand to those who others have overlooked. Youths who were written off by society as a waste of time, as worthless. How many of you heard that no good thing will come from your village? And people saying, this village have a set of thief, a set of no goods, a set of jailbirds. That's how they call them. But NNP didn't label them. You know what we did? We gave these youths a second chance to prove that their story wasn't finished by giving them Project Reach. Some people condemn and dismiss. But I can't tell you how many young people got their first job, their first experience, their first paycheck through a program called the Imani. For many, Imani was the bridge from school to the workplace, from dependence to independence. And when they said, this is not a party for youth, and they don't care about young people and their voices, tell them to will and come again, because that's where voices found a platform. That's where the next generation of leaders were trained, were molded, and were sharpened, because they were standing on the foundation that the NNP built. And we call it Youth Parliament. And there was a program that lifted young men out of the street corners and into meaningful work. One that pulled our young men from the gambling halls and idleness and lifted them from what we call badness. And that program was called Empower. It was more than skills. It was about dignity. It said to young men, you matter, and you are not forgotten. And there was a program that always excited me, because it said to young people, don't just look for a job, create one. It provided entrepreneurship training, support, guidance, and some of the small businesses that you see in Grenada today started with that seed called Youth Biz. Let's not forget that. And when we look at the opportunities and scholarships under the NNP, we see thousands of young Grenadians who got a chance to study, to travel, to dream bigger than their villages, and to come back home with skills ready to build our nation. That is what real investment in youth looks like. Programs that changes lives. And I'm sure you can think back to a time when these programs was available to you, when it made a huge difference in your life, or your siblings' life, or that of your parents. Just think about it. Brothers and sisters, again, NNP trusted youth. That's why leaders like myself and Brother Diali and Nolene and so many others have been given real seats at the table to contribute to national development. So when we speak, I don't speak for a select few. I speak for every young person who has been overlooked, underestimated, or left behind. I speak for those who want more than just survival. I speak for those who want real future. But colleagues, our party fell short. We did. Because we did the work, but we didn't always show the work. Too often, NNP accomplished major things for young people, but we fail to show the before and after. So some people now, they walk around saying we didn't do anything for youth. What a lie. Because the truth is, we didn't always tell our story the way it deserved to be told. But you can't blame them entirely. Because many of us grew up in homes that taught, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. And if you help somebody, do it quietly. Don't make noise with it. Those were the principles that shaped the new national party. So sometimes in politics, we carried that same humility. We're doing plenty, but we don't beat our chest about it. But let us set the record straight tonight. These youth programs existed because of the new National Party. And if it wasn't for NNP, there would be no Imani, no Project Reach, no Project Fly, no Empower, no Youth Biz. These programs were born out of NNP's belief in youth, and you deserve to be told the truth. And let's not forget, some people talk as if NNP was in power for 20 or 25 straight years. Oh, please, give us a break. Because if NNP was there continuously, imagine the level of progress our youth would have had by now. But you know what happened? The NDC came in during those years, and instead of building on what was started, they pressed the reset button and sent us straight back to factory settings. Imani was cut down, youth opportunities rolled back, and the momentum was lost. And I saw my young people, my friends, who had a shot with the new National Party. They were pushed back. And when NNP returned, we had to start all over again, rebuilding from scratch. And we turned those setbacks into stepping stones. And we didn't complain. So when they're talking, tell them, talk the truth on us. Youths, we don't need this back and forth. We need continuous progress. We need stability. We need safe hands. We need the new National Party. And you know why? Because we need a Grenada where our youths can be the best version of themselves. A Grenada where youths don't just dream, but achieve. A Grenada where no young person is left behind. So I say to you, stand with the new National Party. Stand for real progress. Stand for real development in youth. Stand for real hope. And stand for a realistic future. Because NNP is not just a house. It has a ladder. A ladder that lifts young people higher. That opens doors. This house is not just where we've been. It's where we're going. With the new National Party, the best is yet to come. And brothers and sisters, may I remind you that we stand on a very solid foundation. And it is the best foundation. And may I remind you that our house is solid. And our pillars are strong. Our house is solid. And our pillars are still strong. And if you believe that, say house, say house, say house. And if you believe in youth, say house, say house, 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 house. God bless you. God bless you, St. David's. God bless you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. Take a good look around.
I wonder if I could do it like a house. 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 Oh boy, that house. Mr. DJ, you ready for me? Give me a music. Give me a music, Mr. DJ. Load it up. Twist it up.
And the pillars strong.
Yes. One of the only builders of the house.
The house
solid.
And the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. Take a good look around.
Make some noise. Let's welcome the father of the house. Our former Prime Minister and political leader, Dr. The Honorable Keith Mitchell. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. DJ. I tell you, the first time I really heard that young lady give a speech, it was in SAS, the St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School. And I said it was the election of officers for the St. Andrews Southeast Executive. And I said to Sister Emilyn, too much fire. Too much fire. And I said, in Trinidad, they have a lot of pepper, different kind of pepper. They have this scorpion and what have you. But she's definitely a Maruga red. Yeah? Hit for so. But we're going to take you now to another level. We want you to remember, because sometimes those who are there now make you feel that everything in Grenada was prim and proper and nothing was done by the predecessors. But I want to bring to you somebody who not only have seen it, but has been at the helm and has created a Grenada that is different to the Grenada that they're telling you about. A Grenada where we barely had roads, where our bridges was too small, that only 40% of our country had electricity. And through his dedication and hard work, along with our former political leader, Grenada had been transformed. So my friends, lift your voices and put your hands together as we invite Brother Gregory Bowen to speak to us on what has happened with infrastructure.
Right now, Grenada on fire. Everybody start to perspire. Let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on. 840 million.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Our political leader, Honorable Emilyn Pierre, the Chairman and past Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, the caretaker for this beautiful constituency of St. David, your very own, and my colleague, Sister Nolene Thompson. Caretaker for St. Andrews Southwest, the beautiful fiery lady you just heard before, our Sister Amanda George. From South St. George, I want to recognize the caretaker, our Brother Diali. You heard him before, crystal clear in what you're going to do. And sitting in the audience, I want to recognize the parents and family members of our sister Nolene Thompson. Give them a round of applause, because they were instrumental in bringing what we have here. And sitting with us from St. George, Northeast, we do have that great son of the soil. That person who has stood with us in thick and thin when NNP was up and NNP was down. Let's recognize our brother Nimrod Oliver. I want to recognize the members of the National Executive who are here present, and the members of the executives of the various constituencies who are here. We thank you for all your support. In particular, I want to recognize the members of the executive of the St. David's constituency. To all you constituents, NNPs, non-NNPs, and those who have come to listen and to bring the message of the new national party to the rest of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, I recognize you here this evening. Distinguished listening and viewing audience here throughout Grenada, the region, and internationally. I say listen very carefully to the messages that have gone before and the messages that will come, because you have an important task to play. in ensuring that the new National Party reemerges to bring Grenada back to where it was before. It is a distinct pleasure for me to be here on the platform of my colleague, sister, caretaker, Nolene Thompson's platform, as part of the team of the new National Party. This lady, like all the others who have taken up the mantle, has demonstrated the qualities exposed by the new National Party leadership, fundamental to which is love for your fellow men and women, being the driving force to get one to be of service to the fellow countrymen and women. In addition, I see in the new National Party team, unlike in others, ability, humility, truthfulness, and that drive to ensure the well-being of those we serve and not the well-being of ourselves. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, these tenets guided the new National Party throughout the years. They are responsible for our country's economic success, accomplished with the help of the Almighty through the optimal integration of the various sectors: agriculture, fisheries, education, social services, youth, finance, sports, national security, health, housing, infrastructure, among others. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as the chairman hinted, I will speak to infrastructure, a sector that I served before entering the political arena, and one of the many that I continue to serve after becoming a member of government. We have heard the orchestrated propaganda that nothing was done by the new National Party government. Of course, this means that nothing was done in any of the sectors mentioned above. But in the proponent's eyes, the intended sector, infrastructure, is what is most visible and what the NNP has been highly praised for. Hence the proponent's strategy to target and destroy the new National Party's areas of strength. But the same group that called the new National Party administration a concrete government, primarily because of our prowess in infrastructural development, has now turned its mouth. I'm not saying lie, have now turned its mouth. Nothing was done by the concrete government. What a paradox. Not lie, a paradox. And a paradox is untruth, impossibility, everything. So it's worse than a lie. Imagine that, brothers. What is irrefutably clear, though, is that over the last 3+ years, our country's infrastructure has been deteriorating rapidly, and this government has no remedy. Projects stalled or abandoned, massive cost overruns, and wide open corruption doors. We'll come back to that. Let's look at the history of the new National Party. About a week ago, I heard a single mother complaining that the children had to study under a lamp. Only 1 week ago. And understandably, bemoaning the dismal environment. Ladies and gentlemen, children, consider the situation in 1985, when out of every 100 homes in Grenada, 55 were without electricity, and the majority of our children had to study under lamps. This 45-year-old mother had no knowledge of this. Of course, she was only 5 years old then. But I make the point to tell you, Unless we instill in our children and those younger than us what went on before, you will have dismal situation like this reoccurring in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Economic activities mushroom throughout the country. Imagine when 55 out of every 100 homes now get electricity. The activities that can go on besides learning under electric lights. You have your little parlor. You got your little fridge. Well, I could tell you that Howard's and Hawkins and the others sold out. Those of us, the former Prime Minister is here, the entire country boomed. And you want to say transformation? This is the first transformation that happened in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. It propelled our economy forward, and it led the way for other things. So now 98% of our country has electricity because of the 55%, the new National Party electrified every home that could have been wired safely. The 2% is because they could not have been wired in a safe manner. And the government electrical inspector says, don't bother, I will fail that. You know what happened? We still came back later to help these people. And later, even under a hostile environment, the new National Party administration worked with the utility then to assist new homes in receiving electricity service. So we did not stop in 1985. We continue. And brothers and sisters, it is your task to ensure that the new National Party returns to office so that this work can continue. The water infrastructure was also tackled. Direct connections were made to homes and standpipes reduced to strategic location. One of those was when we look at a stretch of road and we recognize if a vehicle got into trouble in the middle of the night, there was nowhere to go. So if that person would walk a mile, he or she will get into his standpipe. But there was no stand, and now as you see it, hardly a standpipe. Everybody home is connected with water. This came from the new National Party, brothers and sisters. The leak detection and program. Every day a pipe was burst. You water in the road, you call in, oh, the pipe burst. But we implemented the leak detection and repairs and the metering. Because people on the hill could not get water, they were now getting water. But some tanks are overflowing. But when the meter kicked in, they shut the tanks off themselves. So the three must have worked together. Brothers and sisters, this comes from a people in leadership with capability, with knowledge, with understanding, and with experience. That's how we tackle problems, brothers and sisters. The tourism sector benefited. The manufacturing sector benefited. Improved water supply. Expanded reservoirs included the Grandetang intake. Some of you do not know that you can now intake water from the Grandetang Lake. It is up to the management of Nawasa to rectify and manage it. So everything goes land from the lake. That was put in place by the new National Party. So watch the improvement and development. With electricity in every home now, every home became a potential customer for telecommunications. If you don't have electricity in your homes, nobody's bothering with you. But we put electricity in nearly 100% of the homes. The new National Party examined the environment of the telephone sector. We had the Grenada Telephone Company. You couldn't make an overseas call. You had cable and wireless, so you had to pay local call, foreign call. This was merged. But still, you had one person who you can use, cable and wireless. The new National Party led the drive in the OECS to liberalize the telecommunication sector. And it is because of the new National Party, you now have a choice between flow which has come in from cable and wireless and digital. Without the liberalization, none of you, the beautiful young ladies, could not walk with two handguns in the back. You pull one, and that's it. That was because of the work and the knowledge of the new national party. You can access technology whether you're in a building or whether you are on the move. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, rates reduced significantly. Other people will tell you about what the new national party did to keep rates down in all sectors, all the sectors we were there. I will stick to the infrastructure. You know now, in their private meetings, they were saying that NNP did so much. We came out with a propaganda that we never thought will work. And oh, how it worked. Because you can still hear some people saying, NNP, what did they do? Just look around you. And again, you who know, just tell the others who were not around at the point in time. Let us look at some of the projects. You had utilities, and let us look at the concrete projects, the concrete government. They saw it, you know, but yet the concrete government did nothing. Look at the cruise ship terminal. They were so against it, they say Grandin's Beach will move away. But where is it now? When you have people sitting in ministries who know, and when you would employ the best, then you know whatever you're doing will be safe for our people. No longer the little tenders to come off the boats directly on the cruise terminals, major ships in Grenada. The bus terminal in St. George's, Sotes, and Grenville, all works of the new national party. The national stadia, 2 stadia, again built by the new national party. And it's the first time we had matches here for the World Cup. For the first time, development, the lighting of several playing fields. Well, all of that is now stalled. But that was commenced under the new national party. And it will continue when the new national party is returned to office. The Fort George Tourism Project. There is one that says theirs. Oh. The General Hospital upgrade. I remember the then political leader and Prime Minister saying, when people were complaining, oh, we want a new hospital, we want a new hospital. We sat together with medical practitioners from the US, from England, Grenadian nurses, and from right here in Grenada. And he said, we could borrow and build a hospital, you know. All it will mean is that the patients will die on new beds instead of old beds. I tell you, the meeting looked up. What did we have to do? We must ensure that the people get good healthcare service now. Yes, the new building will come. But if you don't have the soft infrastructure, as we refer to it, the human hands in the program, then they will go to naught. I understand that we have paid $2 million. It is up to the leader of the opposition and the former Prime Minister sitting in the House to really dig for some answers. We have paid for Mount Sinai to come to Grenada, not for the big, massive project being bandied about, but because everyone understands of the poor nature of the healthcare. So we have to pay for people to come to tell us not how to build a hospital, but how we must run healthcare within the hospital. Brothers and sisters, under the new national party, that would never have been sold. Equipment for medical stations, nurses and doctors, you hear? Remember the project where we put equipment into medical stations so that you can go into the medical station and a doctor from abroad or a doctor from the hospital could analyze and examine you through the equipment in the medical station. Those of you who didn't know, find out what has happened to that project. The Go of Medical Center, an up-to-date medical center that set the pattern for what should happen in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The Houses of Parliament building, when the hurricane moved that building on Church Street, we were at SGU. We went into a little hall there. Well, it was massive for us, but there we were holding our parliament session. The political leader then and Prime Minister met the Australians. And then we went over to the Emirates. And we negotiated and we got our Houses of Parliament building. Grant funded. The PSIA, International Airport Development Project. Another one they claim to? Oh, okay. But this was done and commenced by the new National Party administration. The agricultural feeder roads. Let me mention about phase 3 of the agricultural feeder roads. When the new National Party went out of office, the NDC came in. They ran CCC out of the country. Remember that? And they met with the donors. How could you be so brave? The Kuwait Fund. They met with them and asked them, CCC won the bid. They said, we don't want CCC. We want another company. Immediately, the Kuwait Fund wiped their hands with Grenada. It took your humble servant and the NNP administration to go down to Kuwait and to negotiate for the continued program. Part of it is, if you have somebody who won a bid internationally and you interfered, this is open corruption. We have the Grenada Education Enhancement Project. Many schools are repaired and built. The Western Main Road Rehabilitation Project, involving the Molyneux landslip. A lot has been said about this project already. I'm just mentioning to tell you many of the things that the new National Party has put in place. The Grand Detang Road Rehabilitation Project. Anyone from St. Andrew remember this? You remember the bridge in Butchgrove? Right, good. The Western Main Road Rehabilitation Project. The River Road Flood Mitigation Project. You hear that again, it's always in the news. The Eastern Main Road Rehabilitation Project. You hear about project? How many billions that have we covered already? All of it under the new National Party. The St. Patrick's Rehabilitation Roads Rehabilitation Project. You know about OFID, the OPEC Fund for International Development? It was the new National Party who brought these people on board. The Sotes Breakwater Project. The Slope Stabilization Project. We cast our minds back to when a bus was damaged by a stone coming off a cliff. That was the genesis of that project. And throughout St. Mark, throughout Grand Detang, and other areas, we stabilized the cliff. And to date, we can say, thank you, Lord, that there is no further accident. And we continue to work on project, because the Western Main Road project also has a component of cliff stabilization. The Sea Defense project, the low-cost income houses that they gave to people and take back in Carriacou etc. Just mention all of this under the new national administration. The consistent road maintenance project. Today, when you look at our roads, it's disturbing and a special project. Let me just remind you in some of the private sector projects that we work with. Under the NNP, the Lagoon Boatyard. Remember what we call the Discovery Project? The La Sagesse Hotel, those of you up here, and I think I'll just leave the names up to Sister Nolene. The St. Patrick's Development, that project is now undergoing. The Mount Hartman project, that is now under project, although slow, because the developers have problems with them. And the Grand Anse project. Remember the new Silver Sands? Though they were condemning it, but at the opening I never see people who condemn the place to be in there and participating in it. That could have happened in St. David as well, but I leave St. David to the caretaker. Brothers and sisters, infrastructure was never about you. A lot of people say, well, you did all this thing and we didn't know. Yes, we all knew, but because we did not promote it in a manner that will say the new national party is all about full of itself, we promote it to ensure that villages can connect and that the economy can grow, brothers and sisters. Raising financing for these projects meant we had to take a special route. Ability and knowledge of the international community and sacrifice are necessary. Procurement and financial management legislation that prevented corruption were passed. The NDC government has altered critical elements of this legislation, like raising the limit on the contract value that required tendering. Nobody under the new National Party administration could have been given a contract above $15,000. And we discussed that with the IMF and the World Bank, with the European Unions, and everyone settled that in an emergency. You cannot spend the time tendering. However, you should be able to give somebody immediately a contract to do that. But $15,000 would not promote corruption. But when you raise this to $100,000 and you call a friend, here, do this, do that, do this, do that. You heard it on the media more than I do. What has happened to this massive sum? You jump from 15, you give a friend. Brothers and sisters, the new National Party must be returned to office so that this corruption can stop, brothers and sisters. So, brothers and sisters, I ask you, ensure those of you constituents here, ensure that our sister, Nolene Thompson, has your full support when the time is called. And remember, it could be around the corner anytime. The new National Party will use infrastructure to boost and support agriculture, tourism, and all the other sectors, economic sectors. All of you listening throughout there, I ask you to stand with the new National Party through the various caretakers to ensure that the new National Party is returned to office for proper expenditure, for accountability, brothers and sisters. Ensure that the new National Party is there to help you on the way forward. I thank you, my brothers and sisters.
That was Brother Bowen. Yeah, telling you what has been happening. But remember, he said to you, if you want to see that happen again, vote Nolene Thompson. Make sure she's in the House of Parliament after the next election. Vote NNP. But to do so, remember, you must be registered. So I hope all of you who raise your hand and your voice here tonight, you are already registered. And you are encouraging and bringing the younger ones to get registered to make sure that they can vote the new National Party. I want to recognize in our midst two of our executive members who had walked in while Brother Bowen was speaking. We have them, Ms. Lorena Waljon from North-West St. Andrews, and of course, Brother Jelani Glynn, the caretaker for St. Patrick's West. Yes. Brother Nimrod was recognized already, even though his son's name wasn't called, because I heard somebody say, after you is him. That's what it is. But anyway, one more little bit of information somebody gave me, and I hope I am correct. I want to recognize he may be inside or probably went outside. They think it was of importance to let you know that the father, he's gone. They tell me he's gone to come back. But the father of our Prime Minister was here moments ago, enjoying what and taking in the information. So we thank him. We're very glad. NNP is a welcoming party, and we welcome everyone. Even if you just come to listen, we are grateful for that. But we need to keep moving. We need to go. St. David! No, you there? St. David! Yes, man, you're hot. Hot. Yes. Now, when you come to these meetings, you come and you get information. A lot of information. But I don't see some of you coming with your pen and paper, although these days, that is not what people use to take notes anymore. They have their phone, they have their tablet, a little medication to know, only tablet. All right, anyway. Now, there is something exciting about to happen. I want to bring in, you can hear me down there? Yeah, I'm making enough noise. You're hearing me all outside. I want to bring to you our next speaker. I didn't arrange with the DJ, you know. I had a special song, but anyway, we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But my people, St. David's people, she's a royal lady. Yes? She's working hard because she wants to represent you properly. She's rising daily. So I want you now to give her an arousing welcome as we bring your caretaker, Sister Nolene Thompson, to speak to you.
Yeah, yes, I think. I want to make sure I get it right. Okay. Political leader, Honorable Emilyn Pierre, our party chairman, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, executive members, Brother Bowen, Brother Bola, Brother Nimrod, Brother Jelani, Sister Lorena, and our two other speakers, Brother Diali and Sister Amanda. It's a lot of support tonight. I don't want to forget the online viewers, our visitors, but my people from St. David's, a warm and a hearty welcome to all of you. Brothers and sisters, this evening I stand before you not just as your representative for the new National Party, but as your neighbor, your sister, your friend. I was born and raised right here in St. David's. I know what it is to grow up in this parish, to walk its roads, to share in its struggles and to celebrate its victories. I am a wife, I am a mother, and I am a daughter of St. David's. And I stand here with you, not above you, because I know your pain, I know your frustrations, and I share your hope for something better. And tonight, brothers and sisters, we are gathered right here in Westerhall Secondary School, a school that this year is celebrating 25 years of service to this parish and to Grenada. Let us take a moment to congratulate the staff and students on this milestone. 25 years of building young minds, nurturing future leaders, and serving this community. That too, brothers and sisters, is a successful project under the leadership of the new National Party, and tonight we honor it. Tonight, brothers and sisters, my heart is a little bit heavy because not too long ago, right here in a village in St. David's, a family lost their 2-year-old baby girl. And the mom is with us tonight. She has some strength to be here. That pain is unbearable. And while the grief belongs to that family, it is also a reflection of what any family in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique could face. Because this has happened before, with other parents losing toddlers at our general hospital. Brothers and sisters, our healthcare system is failing us. Limited visiting hours that don't reflect the reality of working families. Overworked staff who are doing their best, but who cannot carry the weight alone. Health centers that are open, but understaffed and unequipped to deal with daily emergencies. Families left praying that help comes in time. And the truth is, this can be me, this can be you, regardless of which party we support. Illness does not ask if you are NNP or NDC. When a child falls sick, it does not matter what color shirt their parents wear, because healthcare is not a political issue. It is a human issue, and every single one of us deserves better. Brothers and sisters, we need a government that cares for our sick now, not with promises of building years down the road, but with proper staff, equipment, and compassion today. Because our citizens cannot live in constant fear, wondering if they or their loved ones are hospitalized, whether they will come out alive. Brothers and sisters, our roads tell their own story. From Windsor Forest, Vincennes, Providence to Tabaid, work has dragged on for months. We see banks being cut and left exposed, tree roots dangling, dirt falling back into the road. I'm not sure how many of you know the area of Providence, an area called Devil Elbow. Now, I drove there recently, and one of the craters, and you guys know how Devil Elbow is a steep corner, and they graded that road. And one of the craters was so deep that my bumper got stuck in it, and it snapped the clips out. Now, I'm wondering who I should send that bill to. And those so-called slipper drains, built higher than the road so water runs back onto it instead of away. Now, I am not an engineer, but I have enough sense, and so do you, to see incompetence. And if I, as your caretaker, experience this firsthand, imagine what families, bus drivers, and other commuters face each and every single day. Brothers and sisters, the struggle does not end with healthcare and roads. It is also in the faces of our youth. Too many of our young people are out of school with no clear path. Too many are hustling without direction, left vulnerable to wrong influences. Mothers and fathers tell me every day their sons and daughters want better, but there are no real opportunities, no jobs, no training centers, no mentorship. This is not just a youth issue. This is a community issue, because when our young people fall behind, our whole nation falls behind. But brothers and sisters, the record speaks for itself. NNP delivered progress. The fact is, in the last 23 years, the current government held the St. David's seat for 13 years, while the NNP held it for 10 years. And despite fewer years holding the St. David's seat, the NNP delivered real, visible progress for the people. Projects you can see, results you can touch, achievements that improved lives. And I want you guys to permit me to name a few, because we know that they always say that we haven't done anything in 23 years. So I want you guys to listen carefully, so when they approach you, you have the facts. Now, under infrastructure and development, Mount Agnes and Mondelez water treatment plants, concrete road from Mount Gaza to Mondelez, Laura and La Pastora roads, Lassages Road upgrade close to Captain, a new fire station building for faster emergency response, the bathroom and toilet installation project improving sanitation and dignity, completed road network upgrades across several communities in St. David's, roads finished properly with retaining walls and built to last. Under education and youth investment, Vincent's Preschool, St. Dominic's Preschool, Mongazo Visitor Center, and hundreds of scholarships awarded to students, opening doors to brighter futures. Under sports and recreation, upgraded playing fields in Beirut, Lassages, Volley, Laura, Malmont, lights installed at Lassages, Malmont, and Volley, allowing evening games and community events. And I'm still not done yet. Under housing support, 226 new apartments under the Chinese government program. And we see what they're doing with it now. They're selling them. Hundreds of homes upgraded through the house repair program. Under tourism and economic growth, 2 major hotels constructed. We already see that 6 Senses is complete, and Intercontinental. Those created jobs, and it's boosting our local economy. Brothers and sisters, these are not slogans. These are facts. These are projects that you can see and remember. But my friends, we cannot stop there. For St. David's, our vision must match our reality. Our health centers must be strengthened with more doctors, more nurses, and the equipment to handle everyday emergencies that families face. Our roads must be reliable, safe, and completed, not left half done for months in the rainy season. Our youth must have real options, skills training, job creation, mentorship, and entrepreneurial support. And our families must have real support. not only for young mothers and single-parent households, but also for our elderly and for families raising children with disabilities. No one should be left behind. Brothers and sisters, this is not a dream. This is a necessity. My brothers and sisters of St. David's, let me say this to you plainly. You cannot be bought. You cannot be abandoned for years, only for someone to show up when elections are around the corner, promising the world. You cannot be bought. People of St. David's, you are too wise, too strong, and too proud for that. You know who truly stands with you. You know who has delivered before, and you know who will do it again. Brothers and sisters, we need leadership that listens, leadership that delivers, and leadership that puts people before politics. That is the leadership the new National Party has shown before. And with your help, it is the leadership we will show again. So I am calling on you tonight. Rise with me, stand with me, and let us demand better for St. David's. Let us build a parish where our children have opportunities, our families feel secure, our elderly are cared for, and our communities thrive. I want you to register, mobilize, and when the time comes, vote for progress, vote for dignity, vote for a future where St. David's rises again. Vote for the new National Party. Thank you, and may God bless each and every one of you.
Can relate to when they find a special someone.
Vote for progress.
Yeah.
Vote for dignity. Vote for Nolene and the new National Party. I want to remind you, but most of those who are listening to us online all the way up from St. Patrick's, that come tomorrow night, we are live in Rose Hill with a similar meeting. Tomorrow, Thursday, the 18th, Rose Hill, we're coming. We're coming. Yes, in a certain other place, if we wasn't in a political meeting, somebody would have said, more fire. But it's all right. We're in meeting, so we can't say that kind of thing and I'm in meeting, right? So, we're moving. You like it? It's vibes. I like that piece. I'll go stick it in my head. Vote for dignity. Vote for progress. She said, rise with me. Stand with me. Vote for me. And vote for NNP if you want your country to do better. Well, I tell you, what? Oh God, the person say that, yes? But anyway, when you get these kind of vibes, when you feel the way that you're feeling now, that what you wish for is possible, what you want for your country and for your constituency can come your way. It is possible if we hold back on the $2 million excess that we spend on travel for one man. For one man, you know, 2 million more than what was budgeted. We could do more medication, more for education. We could complete some of the roads that are left undone and make it safer. But no, not for me. I don't have to talk all that talk again, you know. I'm only looking for a vote for my party, not for me. But there are some people whom the opposition getting vexed. They're angry when they hear them speak. Because they have facts and they speak reality and they tell you what is happening to the country. Yes? And they don't like that. They want to spread propaganda. Don't worry. Tomorrow, please God, all you're going to see when you go on social media, they only had 25 people in St. David's. Well, that's all right. Just tell them, yes, 24 plus you made us 25. But to bring the message home to you, I want now to invite the father of the house. Yes? Our former political leader, our chairman, and the man who would set things straight for those who feel. You know what they feel? They feel he shouldn't be here, but he's here. Let's put our hands together for Dr.
The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on. The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. Take a good look around.
Thank my brother Chairman. Thank you. Of course, we recognize our political leader and other distinguished members of the executive, the NNP, and the head table this evening. I'm not going to spend time going through the names because I want to just talk to you briefly because you want to hear from the political leader. And we had a long night already, but I have some message I want to give you. Sisters and brothers, we are in a very crucial stage of the life of our country. And I think we need to take our politics much more seriously than we have done. Because where we are today, we have to accept responsibility for it. Because nobody took a gun and put to our heads and end up in government. We, and I'm using the word we, because I am part of the country. So we elected what we have there in government. We did it. Therefore, we have to take our politics more seriously. In other words, when we go to vote, we're not voting just for a person. We're not just voting for something we want for ourselves individually. We're voting for our children and our grandchildren, the future of our country. Therefore, sisters and brothers, give me a little bit of history. I'm happy that Brother Gregory gave you a whole list. When you hear a foolish person stand up and say nothing was done in Grenada since 1983, just say, Father, forgive him, for he knows not what he said. Sisters and brothers, there were 9 elections in Grenada since 1984. NNP won 6 of them, and the NDC won 3 of them. You could count well, you know. It is instructive that Sister Nolene, looking at St. David's as a constituency, just one constituency, she was able to point out the many activities and projects and benefits that came to St. David's because of the new National Party. I would like the NDC to come and tell us what have they done for St. David's in the 3 terms they were there. Because 3 is half of 6. So if they could tell us they do a quarter of what NNP have done in the same time, then they would make us feel a little better. But primarily this, it is no secret that this NDC had to be a disaster for the country. There is no secret about this. You just look at the NDC team, and we really expect that group of persons would have been able to bring benefits for this country. We need our head examined. Just look at them, name them one by one. Sisters and brothers, I ask you, just name them one by one. And you would wonder how the hell we get the government that we have. On the other hand, sisters and brothers, we know the NNP history for work and development. We see the past soldiers of the NNP. We ain't going anywhere, we right there. So the brainchild and efforts of the last so many years, because I have been part of 9 of all the elections, and the Gregory Bowen, the Clarice Modest Cohen, and just keep going on and on, sisters and brothers. They are still there, but mixed with the young, brilliant minds that we are bringing forward to help us to guard this country future. And some of us don't have to run for office to make a contribution, because any government that comes into office in this country and does not use the experience of past leaders, they're bound to fail, sisters and brothers. So I expect the next NNP government will utilize the experience and expertise and knowledge and regional and international contact that the NNP has established, sisters and brothers. And it's no boast. In our time, when we got destroyed, the President of the United States was able to call me as an individual, because we were part of the International Democrat Union. And at 3 times, this is not a boast, I'm saying that here for a reason, to show what connection does. 3 times during the period of my prime ministership, I was at the White House, sitting one-on-one with George Bush. And another occasion, for almost 2.5 hours, with George Bush and John Howard, the Prime Minister of Australia then. 3 of us at the White House. So when Ivan broke this country down and destroyed it, the President of the United States was traveling, campaigning for re-election in his George Bush Jr. And I was meeting with the team from the IMF, an international institution, to get money for Grenada. And they called me out and said they had an urgent phone call for me. When I went into a special room where they put me at the IMF building in Washington, and here was the President of the United States, the second time calling me directly. He was in his airplane campaigning, calling, and said to me that he's going to be there with Grenada, and he's going to be there with us. And he asked me what time I'm getting back. He said in 3 days. And he said he's sending Colin Powell, the Secretary of State, to Grenada. I landed back home the next day. Colin Powell landed in Grenada and spent the entire day, sisters and brothers. And by the time he got back to Washington, we had $50 million from the government of the United States. That is connection. That's the people that have the contact. So don't play with contact. But look what we have in government. Who they know? Who they know? Who they know? Sisters and brothers. So you look at the team. Sisters, look at the team here. Look at the young man, dearly. You could put him anywhere in government. And you could send him anywhere to represent you. Yes, that is what NNP is about. It's not just, yes, they're young, but they have brains, they have connection, and they have talent, sisters and brothers, and will utilize that. Tell me who in the NDC could match dearly. Not one. Not one. Look at that beautiful young lady there. Look at that beautiful young lady there. She young. She brilliant. She fearless. And she pretty. And when you put somebody like her in government, you put in somebody to continue the building of Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter Martinique. It's not just an NNP you put in a real successful person who has conviction. And St. David's, look what you have. Look what you have. Look what you have. Compare what you have now with what you will have soon. Just compare it, sisters and brothers. You matter what? You matter what? For St. David's, for you to leave Nolene, I listen to all your election night, you know. If I were to leave Nolene and go and vote, a lot of mercy, I would say you matter what. So I could go on and on, friends, with the team of the NNP, because there have a lot more of them that are not here. As many of the names were called tonight, as we were on air tonight. But I want to say to you, the reason I'm saying this tonight is this. Sisters and brothers, the next election is going to be a straight fight between the NNP and the NDC. And anybody that took their vote and vote for any other party, they're voting for NDC. Because NDC in power and destroying the country. So to remove the country from destruction to development, you must choose this team of the new national party, sisters and brothers. Sisters and brothers, some people sit down outside and they believe, no, it's easy to run government, man. Anybody could run government. Just put anybody there. They come, they talk nice, they make big promise, and we vote for them. Oh yes, it doesn't work so. Friends, you have to understand what government is all about. You must have a fundamental philosophy to have a good government. You must have that. The ideas that you have to build a country is not a simple thing. So the philosophy must be there. But you need a right team of men and women. Because no matter how good the plan is, if the team ain't good, it can't work. So you have those two things in place. Then you have to have the proper leadership to guide it. Because the leader ain't good, it can't work. It can't work. And then, sisters and brothers, if you want to go forward and you want to make development and trust in this country, your infrastructure must be in place. How are you going to build a country without roads, water, electricity, telephone, and so on? Gregory spoke to you about this. That's why we invested so much in the telephone system. Do you know that the first digital telephone system in the entire Caribbean, came to Grenada first because the new national party, sisters and brothers. My colleague prime ministers in the bigger country was calling me and asked me how we did it. Because they were getting trouble from the enabling telephone system, cable and wireless, who were resisting change. We traveled abroad, sisters and brothers, and was able to get Northern Telecom from Canada and the Canadian government to give us millions of dollars for the new telephone system. And by the time the new election came, the Prime Minister said they canceled the loan and it turned into a grant. So we got the new telephone system free of cost. Sister. Again, because of the connection of the new national party. So I'm building something here, sisters and brothers. So you must have health. Because if you're not healthy, you have infrastructure. You have to have health. If you're not healthy, where are you going? And if you're not educated and have knowledge, you won't be able to succeed. And that whole combination that I mentioned leads to productivity, success, development, jobs, revenue, success for the country. Sisters and brothers, and in that vein, you said we must take care of those who cannot take care of themselves. So you must have empathy, you must have love, you must have care for people. But what we have today only care about themselves. When they speak, you can feel they're coming from the heart. They speak with just words. And some of them so big. They like themselves so much, they can't like none of you. In other words, with all that we have, we must have love for people. And if you don't have love for people, I say, leave the people politics alone. That team here, the subset of the team, I am going to be there with them to ensure victory for them. Victory. Because I see myself as the father of the NNP, now I'm still alive. And I feel proud. I feel proud during this next election campaign, sisters and brothers, to be all around the country preaching the gospel of the new national party, the victory for the people of our country. Sisters and brothers, you know what hurts me? Eric Matthew Gary became Prime Minister of this country after years of sacrifice. He was arrested by the British, put on worship, and jailed for his struggle for the working class of this country. Yes, he did. And some of the younger ones don't even remember it. Some of even your parents don't remember. But he made enormous sacrifice. Yes, he wasn't perfect. Later on, he made mistakes, but we have to always remember him for the contribution he made to the development of our country. Some of us would not be standing here now tonight had it not been the efforts and sacrifice of Eric Matthew Gary. And let us give Jack his jacket. I remember one time a certain politician was calling him, let this blind man so and so keep his tail quiet. I say, my brother, you do not say that about anybody, because any one of us could be blind. And the man deserves more respect. Respect must be earned, and he earned it. Therefore, when some of them run their mouth on me, I don't worry. You know, I don't worry. I tell them, keep talking about me. Keep talking about me. Because I know I stand on the table of truth. I stand on the table of development. I stand on the table of love. I stand on the table with a good bunch of people who are interested in Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter Martin. So Gary made his sacrifices. Hubert Blaze spent over 40 odd years in the politics of this country. He made his own sacrifices too. When the country was flattened, we turned to him to bring back stability and measure of calm in the country. So we can't forget him. We go on and we talk to people like Ben Jones, who led this country for some time, George Brezan from St. David's, we had our differences, but he made sacrifice as a teacher, developing and helping different persons in this country, making his own contribution. Nicholas Braffett also. All our prime ministers in this country made their mark in some areas. The only prime minister that this country has ever got without an inch of sacrifice and commitment to this country is the present one. That's why he has no appreciation for what he has. That's why he treats the whole country as his little children. He talks down to all of us. He talks down to his own members. I am telling you this. If they lose the election, you will see all of them don't even say a word with him. The only reason they are together today is because of the salary and the benefits they're getting. When that gone, all man take bush, sisters and brothers. Just take my word for it, sisters and brothers. I know I want to warn you. I've been in government a lot of years, 23 years as Prime Minister, and as I mentioned, 42 years as a representative. Let me tell you this. If a man, you give somebody power, and I'm talking about the NNP NDC team, and they suffer you for almost 4 years, and they come in now like mad men and mad women, want to do everything. Japa, 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 japa. No plan, because they're desperate. They're desperate. Sisters and brothers, I say, take warning. Sister Nolene made an excellent point, that they're coming now with all kinds of things, making promises, and they have a lot of money, and it's your money. Your money. And I tell you something, and I have sung that warning, I will not be in Parliament, but I'll be a strong voice in the country. As a father of the politics in this country at this time, I would be calling on the NNP government to investigate how some of them get rich overnight. I could talk like this, because they had 3 inquiries against me and not 1 inch of evidence that Keith Mitchell did anything to fill his pocket at the expense of the country. Because Keith Mitchell came from Washington as a successful person, and everyone thought I was mad to come. When you come into service like the members here, they ain't coming to look for money. They come in to help their people. They come in to develop the country. And therefore I say to you, sisters and brothers, stay strong. We are going to be there. We will win the next election. We will protect our children and the future of our country. Thank you and good night.
The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on. The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. Take a good look around.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Thank you for setting the record straight. Thank you for making us know, for those who had doubts and those who didn't believe, we will win the next election. So when we call you out and we say NNP, no man. I remember a long time ago, the new political leader said, we had to stop making noise. NNP, we will. NNP? Let me hear you in the back. No, those in front, don't answer. NNP? Let me hear those in the front now. NNP? We will win. Thank you. And when we win, the person that will lead us through the battle and bring us to victory is the person that will come to speak to you now. So let's welcome our political leader, Sister Emilyn Pierre.
NNP we voting for. So let's keep moving, the economy growing. Let's keep moving, construction booming. Let's keep moving, every man is smiling. Let's keep moving.
Thank you, Brother Bola. Thank you. Let me first of all recognize the distinguished members of the head table tonight. I recognize the chairman of the party, political leader past, former Prime Minister of Grenada for 23 years, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. I also recognize the Deputy Chair, Brother Gregory Bowen, who has served Grenada so well over the many years. I recognize Sister Amanda Japal. Brother Diali, good night to you. I was so impressed tonight with your presentation. And tonight I recognize the woman who would be the next parliamentary representative for St. David, Sister Nolene Thompson. Someone who would be there to listen to the people of St. David. Somebody who would be there to serve the people of St. David. Somebody who would be there when you call upon her, you can find her, and she would be available to represent you well. Brothers and sisters, tonight I greet all of you, particularly those of you from St. David. Your presence tonight is an indication that you are ready to move this constituency forward. It's an indication. But I also want to recognize, as I always do, those persons who are online, who have joined us virtually, those who may not even be supporters of our party, but they are interested in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So welcome to everyone, every single one of you. Brothers and sisters, tonight, I say to you, we are at a critical point in the development of this country. We are at a point where important decisions are to be made, important choices. Choices that are going to determine whether we move forward or we go back or we stay where we are. Brothers and sisters, those choices must never be taken for granted. I remember last election when I said, change is not just about changing your clothes when you change government. There are serious implications. And we cannot just casually make these choices except we are convinced that we are making it for the betterment of the people of this country. But I'm sure, brothers and sisters, that when you look at what is happening now, you would be convinced that many people trivialized the choice they had to make last election. And so is the reason why so many people are bawling literally because of the choice that they make. I say to people, no need to cut out your finger, because we need that same finger to make the change for betterment for the people of this country. So I told one lady, save the finger. That is the finger that is going to ensure that the people of this country have a brighter future. Brothers and sisters, I look at many of our people, and I have to speak specific tonight to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I looked at some of these people and their condition. But what I admire about our people, the resilience, the strength, that in the midst of adversity, they can trust God. In the midst of adversity, they can still smile under the worst of conditions. And that is why, brothers and sisters, over and over and over, we speak. Not just because we want to speak. Every single one of us could have been doing something tonight. But we choose to stand up and to stand with the people of this country. We choose to be the voice for the voiceless, those people who want to talk, but they're afraid to talk. They're going to lose their jobs. They're going to be victimized. It is the reason we stand and we fight for those who need that support. So, brothers and sisters, tonight, as we stand, I think of the businessman this week who said to me that he instructed his staff to not take and accept every person who come with a voucher. And I couldn't understand it. He said to me, last year, he made less than 50% of what he would have made under the NNP administration. But you know, that is not all that would have influenced his decision. He said to me, even if the program was cut and what he got from the program was far less, it took him 9 months before he was paid. We stand for the businessmen of this country. Brothers and sisters, the businessman who I spoke to this week that had to shut down his business, send home staff because he cannot deal with the increase in the payroll. We stand tonight for the businessmen of this country. Brothers and sisters, we stand tonight with the mothers, the fathers, the single parents. One woman said to me she got $200 additional because of minimum wage increase. And she said when she calculates what inflation is, she's paying far more than that $200. She wonders if sometimes it is even worth it to go to work. We stand with those who suffer. Brothers and sisters, we stand tonight with the fishermen throughout this country, those we met over the weekend who are troubled, literally troubled, because they have no idea what is next. Brothers and sisters, we met fishermen who are concerned not just for their livelihood, but imagine a fisherman who just took all of his life savings and rebuilt his home, rebuilt a house, And now he doesn't understand what the impending ban on selling fish to the US would mean for him and his family. I saw fishermen, brothers and sisters, who are in doubt whether or not to go out because they don't know what would come while our government remains silent. Brothers and sisters, tonight I stand for the nurses within our communities. Some of them will tell you they cannot even protect themselves, sometimes not even gloves to protect themselves, sometimes not even the basic medication to treat the patients who come to them. We stand with those in the medical sector. Brothers and sisters, some people are doing very well, so they have no clue what some people are going through. Single mothers, some of them made their cocoa balls, for example, fudge and sugar cake and tambram ball. And you might wonder where I'm going with this. Some of them use the Postal Corporation to send small packages to the US. Instantly, that was cut. We stand with those who face challenges tonight. We stand with daily paid workers throughout this country. Some of them 5 months going, not $1 from this government, while you have ministers of government boasting that they're set for life. They don't care how this small contractor is feeding his family when night comes. They don't care. We stand for those who cannot stand up tonight. Brothers and sisters, you wonder where is the heart of the National Democratic Congress government. You wonder whether they care. As a matter of fact, I saw some people defending this administration. And I say to myself, if they only understand what is best for them, they're going to call out their government. They're going to call them out to do better. As a matter of fact, I think they care more about my toe and why I went to Karakou than the fishermen who don't know how they're feeding their families when this ban is imposed. They cared more about my toe and why I went to Karakou than single mothers who cannot feed their families. I say to them tonight, get your priorities right. Because you see, brothers and sisters, real struggles are out there. Real pain is out there. And our people need a government who feel their pain and could respond to their pain. So what they called handouts a few years ago, some people are dying for that handout today. Where is the hand up that you were supposed to bring? And I say to you tonight, if there is any government in this country that has provided a hand up for people of all classes in this country, I would say it is the new National Party's administration. Taking people from poverty, getting them to study and become medical doctors, lawyers, teachers, all sectors of our society. They are represented. Hand up compliments the new National Party. But brothers and sisters, tonight, I want to empathize with our fishermen. There are so many of our fishermen that are not nervous just because of the ban. On top of that, they are just asking for somebody to come explain what is happening. I was sorry for Brother Cox on Sunday, with some of the questions that the fishermen were asked. You would swear that he was the Minister for Fisheries. All they wanted was somebody to come, just sit with them. At the least was the request. Until now, they have not heard or seen representatives from the Ministry of Fisheries. And that is why the NNP led in calling on this government to say time to meet with the fishermen of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Imagine it takes an opposition to say to the government, you need to go and meet with the fishermen. And I see they now put out a schedule that they're going to meet with them. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. Brothers and sisters, the NNP administration over the years would have invested significantly in the area of fisheries, in the fisheries sector. The construction of fish markets throughout this country, equipment for fishermen, support for fishermen, brothers and sisters, we have done it and we are prepared to do it again. Brothers and sisters, training for fishermen, we did it and we are prepared to do even more to support our fishermen. Because you see, we understand the investment they're making in the development of not just the country, but the rural economy of this country. And that is why the NNP respect the fishermen of this country. Brothers and sisters, when our fishermen faced challenges before, try to remember. We were accused of overfishing of tuna, similar to what we are experiencing now. We were facing a ban, and a caring government, a responsible government took action. We never complained. We never blamed the previous administration. We went to work and we engaged the international stakeholders and we ensured that we supported our fishermen and we ensured that fishermen were able to go back to do what they do best. Brothers and sisters, not just in the fishing sector. Remember the millibug. The agriculture sector was almost destroyed as a result. And people in this country said, agriculture finished. It would never come back. It took an NNP administration to come into office to fix the millibug problem in this country. Today, some people don't even know. They have no clue what happened. Think about soursop export. You know that we had a serious challenge in this country. Brothers and sisters, you don't understand it. Sometimes the little things we take for granted, you don't understand the implication, the far-reaching implication that it has for our country. So when we were threatened to ship fresh soursops to the US, what did an NNP government do? Take action, decisive action, leadership. And guess what? Today, Grenada is the only country in the world that is shipping fresh soursop to the United States of America. And that is why some people need to shut their mouths. That is why some people need not to be shouting about if they're willing to lose their visa or not, because there is too much at stake. Your visa and losing your visa is your private business. There is too much at stake for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Brothers and sisters, when we had the millibug issue, imagine even Trinidad didn't want to trade with us. Even Trinidad, right there, wasn't trading with us. I'm saying to you tonight, that is the difference in leadership. Leaders who complain, Leaders who blame everyone else but themselves. And the difference is the leadership of the NNP that just gets down to work and get the dirty work done for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So we don't panic in crisis. I think I told you before, in crisis is when you know true leaders. In crisis. So if you have to judge, I say to you, judge this administration on the poor performance of a crisis hurricane burial. God alone would know what would have happened to the people had it not been for the $118 million that the new National Party secured for the people of this country. And today, imagine people are asking, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Because too many people today are still on the tarpaulin. One man said to me, he said, I'm on that tent. And right around the tent when night come, rats running. He said, myself and my daughter under the tent. He said, when rain falls, we like the rats inside the tent, running from corner to corner to see where the rain would not wet us. Brothers and sisters, the struggle out there is real. And some people might not understand it because things are so bright for them. Things are so well, they won't understand the struggle people are facing out there. And that is why tonight I say to you, this administration needs to get its priorities right. And the first priority must be the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So brothers and sisters, when there's a throne speech and the government says to us that one of the priority legislation is to reduce the age of civil legal responsibility, and there is absolutely nothing listed for the fishermen of this country, legislation to ensure that the ban is lifted, I say to you, we are in a crisis in this country. Because if you would put this before the livelihood of fishermen, I say to you, we are in a bigger problem than we think we're in. Brothers and sisters, the financial situation is worsening daily. But guess what, this administration, you present a throne speech, and I searched, and I'm looking for the intervention to reduce the cost of living in this country. I couldn't find it in the throne speech. But in the throne speech, it was clearly stated the priority of this government, one of them, to reduce the age of civil legal responsibility. Could you imagine? Nothing. No serious intervention to reduce the cost of living. It tells you that the people we have in government, they really don't care. And that is why, brothers and sisters, as we look to the future, I say to you tonight, the new National Party, we did it before. We did it before. We know how to clean things up. We know how to take care of our people. And that is why our focus right now is to ensure that we win the next general election, to ensure that the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique have a better, brighter future. So that is why we are seriously looking at the area of healthcare. That is why we know that we have to do something better for you, the people of this country. It is why we are looking at affordable, accessible health care that every citizen would be able to take advantage of. It is why we are looking seriously at the productive sector, agriculture, tourism, those sectors that are going to create additional opportunities for the people of this country. We did it before, and we are coming back to do it even better. Brothers and sisters, it's the reason why we are focused now on looking at serious opportunities for young people. Whatever was done before, we want to take it to the next level for the young people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So tonight, brothers and sisters, as I close, I say to you, whether it's healthcare, whether it's cost of living, whether it's infrastructure, the NNP is ready to deliver to you, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, measures to reduce the cost of living. Brothers and sisters, it is our priority. If it's not the priority of the government, I say to you, it is on top of our priority list because we care about you. So as I started, I ask you tonight, do you understand the important role that you have to play in saving Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique? Do you understand that you have a choice to make that could bring us forward or bring us backward? Do you understand that you are the change that you want to see? And so together, the team of the NNP, with you, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, we are ready to stand with you, to walk with you, to ensure that the future for you is a brighter one. Get registered. Do what you have to do. Share the message of hope, because we are counting on you just the same way you are counting on us. Together, I am confident. Together, we can build a better, brighter, united Grenada where every Grenadian has a fair opportunity to thrive. May God bless you. May God bless the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. St. David's, may God
And we'll ask our dear sister, Katie Williams, to just say a thank you to all of you. And we are in Rose Hill tomorrow night in St. Patrick. Sister Katie Williams.
Honorable Emilyn Pierre, political leader of the new National Party, Dr. The Right, Honorable Keith Mitchell, our chairman, Mr. Gregory Bowen, deputy chairman, Mr. Roland Bola, general secretary, Ms. Amanda Japal, caretaker for St. Andrews Southwest, Ms. Nolene Thompson, caretaker for St. David, Mr. Christopher De Ali, constituency caretaker for St. George South, distinguished guests, youth, party members, and friends, good evening. First, we thank Almighty God for granting us this opportunity to come together in peace, purpose, and unity. On behalf of the new National Party and the proud people of St. David's, we extend our gratitude to all who made today's event a success. We begin by recognizing and thanking our political leader, the Honorable Emilyn Pierre, for your continued leadership, your vision, and for standing firm for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Your presence here today reaffirms the strength and unity of the new National Party, especially here in St. David's. To our chairman, Dr. The Right, Honorable Keith Mitchell, we thank you for your strong and steady leadership. Your many years of service and experience have helped guide our party and country in the right direction. Your commitment to the people of Grenada motivates us all to keep working for a better future. We are grateful to have you leading us with wisdom and care. To our Deputy Chairman, Mr. Gregory Bowen, thank you for your long-standing commitment and contributions to the development of our party and country. Your leadership continues to influence and strengthen our movement. First, we thank Almighty God for granting us this opportunity to come together in peace, purpose, and unity. On behalf of the new National Party and the proud people of St. David's, we extend our gratitude to all who made today's event a success. To our General Secretary, Mr. Roland Bola, thank you for your tireless work behind the scenes. To our dedicated caretakers, Ms. Nolene Thompson for St. David, your commitment to our people speaks volumes. We thank you for your hard work, your support, your care, and your attention to the needs of the people. It truly makes a difference every day. You are a vital part of this movement, and your efforts keep us connected and strong. Ms. Amanda Japal, your presence here today represents the energy, passion, and promise of the next generation of leadership within the new National Party. As a young leader, you remind us that the future is in capable hands. We thank you for your commitment, your fresh perspective, and your courage to step forward in the service of your community and country. Mr. Christopher De Ali, thank you for stepping up with purpose and drive. Your leadership represents the future of this party and of our country. To our party executives, thank you for your unwavering service and dedication to this movement. Your effort is what helps us succeed together. Special thanks to our panelists and performers who shared their insights and talents. Your contributions have enriched this gathering beyond measure. To our organizers, volunteers, and technical team, thank you for working tirelessly behind the scenes to make everything run smoothly. To the community members and supporters of St. David, thank you for showing up, for standing strong, and for believing in the vision of the new National Party. Your voice matters. Your presence today sends a clear message that St. David is ready to move forward with unity and purpose. Let us leave here today reminded that the strength of the new National Party lies not just in our leadership, but in the unity of our people. Let us remain united, focused, and committed to building a brighter future for St. David, for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Thank you, God bless you all, and long live the new National Party.
May we all get home safely, and thank you, Katie Williams, for your thank you.